Have you ever been motivated to start a new project just to have that drive completely dried out in a couple of days? Starting a new project can be exciting and motivating, but it can also quickly turn into something that you dread and that you can't get yourself to do. If this is something that you can relate to, then you have come to the right place, my friend, as we will discuss 6 tricks to help you love doing those hard things. A lot of us don't enjoy at all doing hard things. We love convenience, comfort, and sometimes it takes an extra effort just to do that hard thing. In my case, doing hard things includes preparing for a major test at the university, attempting, to get in shape, avoiding eating dessert, not, stop smoking during holidays, not procrastinating, and sticking to a freaking production schedule. But here are some good news. In the last few years, attempting to change my attitude towards hard things, I stumbled upon a few tricks that helped me immensely to go back to the top. Don't get me wrong though, I still struggle with hard tasks. That's when I go through my 6 easy steps that I will share with you in this video. So let's begin. The first step is to go deep. What I mean by going deep is you need to go deep and ask yourself, why am I doing this? The reason why you're doing it is not necessarily your end goal. Let's say that the goal of your gym sessions is to lose 50 pounds. But why is it so important for you to achieve that goal, to lose that 50 pounds? Are you trying to look good? Do you want to feel confident? That's what I mean by going deep. Go deep on why you're doing this. The deeper you go and the better are your chances to achieve your goal, as it will reaffirm your purpose. The next step is to multiply your wins. How can you achieve that? Pretty easy. You want to achieve your goal, but sometimes certain problems are not making the process between your work and your end goal very easy. At this point, you need to motivate yourself, and motivation is key to multiplying your wins, and motivation only comes after your wins. You may then ask yourself, how do I move away from failure and create wins? You can do this pretty easily by creating small, achievable wins. Instead of focusing on a huge, big goal, for instance, instead of focusing on building $1 million company, why not focusing on building, a $50,000 company and build around it and really focus on what's important right now to get you started and to gain that confidence. Starting with small, achievable goals will help you build momentum that will then help you boost your confidence. That's how you'll be able to keep pushing towards achieving your bigger goals. The next in line is that you're going to have to be honest with yourself, accepting that you're human, that you might make mistakes, and that you're not God. Usually when we have our end goal, we'll immediately start planning and making steps towards achieving it. So unfortunately, things don't always go as planned, and sometimes achieving those goals may be more complicated than we expected. You'll sometimes have to reorganize those steps, those goals, because what you have thought was a priority may not be even necessary for you to do right now. When we define the necessary step to achieve our end goal, we are trying to see what we may need in the future. But is it really what we need right now? And most importantly, are the results that we expect from those steps are the results that we need? The most important thing is just to take action. Because you know what? Each step, each action you'll take, it's going to be a win. Because there's no failure. You'll learn something, you'll achieve something, you will be moving towards your goal. Also, try to find the best mentor out there. What I'm talking about when I talk about the best mentor is a mentor that you don't have any relation with, any financial relation, any emotional relations, someone that actually went through your journey before you, but actually won't give you the solution, but will ask you the right question, will help you find your way. By talking with someone like that, with your mentors, you'll have the time to actually just step back from that situation, and you'll see everything you'll learn from that failure. So that brings me to my next trick. It's to find a mastermind. And what's a mastermind? It consists of 6 to 8 people that are there to actually help each other to overcome any challenges. So you have to surround yourself in that group with people that shares same values, probably even same goals, that are honest, that confidentiality is the number one priority in that group, because you want to be able to talk about everything that goes through your mind. You have to be able to talk about your family, your business, your employees, anything. So even what we do on our side is we sign like an NDA paper before starting that mastermind. It is the number one tool if you want to be productive, if you want to go, faster and better towards your goal. And it's even scientifically proven that thanks to our mimetic neurons, if you see someone succeeding, you have like 80% more chance to succeed yourself. That's why we always say we're the average of the 5 people we hang out with the most. So that's why it's important to build that mastermind group with people that are at your level, that have your ambition, that wants to achieve goal, and they're there 100%, yes, to be helped, but to help also. Personally, Mastermind was the number one reason why my project were progressing so quickly. I have always been a huge fan of masterminds, and that's the reason why now I facilitate the creation of Mastermind. If you're interested, I'll put the link in the description where you'll find information about them and the creators retreats also that I organize. The next step is to recognize your reward system. Our reward system in our society is completely damaged. We reward ourselves with junk and harmful things like having a drink, a cigarette, 20 minutes on Facebook, watching Netflix for 2 hours. The only thing that all these things do is sidetrack you from your goal. It is exactly like smoking a cigarette to relax, when in fact it just cranks up your heart. A reward system is good, but make sure that the reward is not pulling you back. So find yourself something good. Finally, make sure to write things down. Try journaling every day, probably just 5 minutes, just to write down your wins. That's it. And also just repeat on each page your why you're doing it, why you're doing all the hard tasks that you're doing. That's the best way to succeed and push yourself to keep going. It's a good thing to see your wins on paper, just to be able to see, wow, it really happens. It's also give you a chance to see at the end of the week or the month everything you've accomplished. Most of the time, we forget 80% of what we do, including those very important wins. So reminding yourself of those wins will create that momentum, will keep your confidence intact, and will put you in the right mood for next day, week, or month. I also found that putting everything down on paper put me in a gratitude mode times, 1,000. Cheers. The fuck?